Hey, everybody, welcome to the Author's Porch. We're super excited because it is not very often that you have an author as young as Devante Jackson on the porch, and his mentor and the person who is really lifting him above the clouds, Antonia Williams, who is also an author herself, a young author. We are excited to have them here on the porch as me and Anastasia love bringing authors on the porch, having a conversation that matters.
Alrighty, hi you guys. Good evening. So I am Anastasia, as CJ spoke. I am an author myself. If you all don't know that, so I'm the host tonight, and I'm gonna ask a few questions from Devante, and I don't want to pronounce it wrong. So can you tell me the correct pronunciation?
Tonia.
Antonia. Okay, so I'm gonna ask her a few questions as well. So I'm gonna start with Devante. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am 9 and I don't like me and I really don't like brushing my teeth sometimes.
Okay, wait, we cannot go past the not brushing your teeth. So okay, so how do you go how do you go about not brushing your teeth? Like, is it like you do that at night, or you actually go outside and don't brush your teeth? I'm just curious. I know this off subject, but I need the answer.
That's
No,
the mama and her coming out.
what your no, I mostly really don't like brushing my teeth. I sometimes I try to avoid doing it, and sometimes I will have I brush my teeth, but I don't.
You
So
know
okay.
what? Look, I'm going to let you know a little secret, Devante. I am 43 years old, honey, and there are times where I'm like, that's just too much time. I've got stuff to do. I feel you, honey.
Okay, but wait, okay, before we get back on subject, so how do you go about not brushing your teeth and putting a mask on? Because you know we gotta wear a mask. So you put the
No,
mask on and just phantom the
no,
smell?
no. I breathe through my mouth and not my nose.
Ooh, you good. You is good. You write books and you did figured out a skill to wear that mask and not brush your teeth. That is awesome. So let's get back to the topic. So what made you start writing?
Well, my mom and my auntie told me that it's okay to be different and also make sure to be who you are.
That's good. It is. It's great to, be different. We all are different in our own special way. So I'm glad that they did tell you that. So now, who inspired you to write?
It was I'm just my mom. I inspired myself to write because I wanted to teach little boys and girls it's okay to be who they are.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so if you could give anyone your story, who would you give it to and why? So any famous person, anybody in the world that you could think of, who would you give it to and why?
I would give it to my auntie, my mom, and also my grandma. They teach me a lot of things. It's okay to be who you are, and it's okay to be different.
Okay, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. So if it was me, my favorite person is Tyler Perry. So if I can give him any one of my books, I will give him all of them. That's just it. I just have to give him all because he is such a great writer. I know he would see the greatness in my writing. Just like you said, everybody is different. So I'm different as well. So I know that he will see the difference between our writing skills. So yeah, that's a good answer.
You know, I
Um,
just real quick. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but you know what I really loved what Devante said when you said who inspires you. He said I inspire myself.
yes.
I love that because he knows where he is going, and he says I inspire myself, and I want other boys and girls to know that they matter. Man, that
Yes.
really hit when you said that, Devante. I am inspired by you right now because you
You,
really know your place in this world and you know that there is nothing that can ever stop you. That's amazing.
thank you so much.
You're
Yeah,
welcome,
that is
hun.
really good. To only be 9 years old and to say that you inspired yourself to write, that is really awesome. Well, you're only 9. So within those 9 years, Have you always wanted to be a writer, or was it something else you wanted to be when you grew up?
I mean, sometimes I dream I'm gonna be like my auntie. Sometimes I really wanted to be a writer, so
Okay.
I did it.
Okay. So that was my last question too. It's the same thing. You're okay. Nope. No, it's not. So you being 9 years old, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Mm, being famous and writing more books.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit more about your book that you've written so far?
Well, it describes me in it. Mostly, I in my book it said I do have an old soul. I love talking to my grandma so much, and well,
You know,
no,
Devante,
that
oh,
question
go ahead.
really.
You have my heart right now because he said, when he said he was an old soul and he loves talking to his grandma, that is so me. Like, my grandma raised me. So, like, all I ever wanted to do growing up was sit and talk to my grandma. So I love that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that was good. It was good. Because I like talking to my grandma too. Until she started talking other things, it's like, Granny, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and exit out. So when you younger, it's like, yeah, I love talking to Granny. Then when Granny start getting in your business when you get older, it's a little different. So Devante, yep, you got it right now. So that's pretty cool. Anything else about the book?
Um, no, no,
No.
but themselves.
So do you have plans on writing another book soon?
I might do. I'm just gonna wait for a little while until people start noticing on the book more.
Okay, so far, an estimate of how many people noticed your book so far.
I'm basically in the Italian Boys and Girls Club, and I'm the owner of the Boys and Girls Club, and I know my mom, my auntie, and my grandma.
And they're helping you push the book out there, right? That's
Yes.
good. That is great. So that's I'm just gonna guess over 100 people that already saw your book. They already got it in their hands. It's on these kids' bookshelves and everything. Like, you are gonna be amazing. Okay, amazing. So you're not sure when you're gonna write your next book. So what do you think the topic might be about? What else do you think children your age need to know about?
Well, I might have the same topic like at this book. I might just have the same um topic. The boy. I'm gonna probably have a number 2 in it. 2 on the cover, and I probably write about well some more about being yourself and make sure um it's okay to be different.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
Can
That's
I ask
good.
a question real quick? I just want to ask you, Devante, why do you
hmm
think it's so important to be yourself?
Well, it's just cool. My mom always told me that means you're if those people hate you and you're being yourself, that means they're just haters, and you really can't be the because if you be the same as person, like let's say everybody it's the same thing, that won't be kind of cool because everybody it's the same thing. They can talk the same way and they can walk the same way and just dress out the same way, and it won't be that cool.
Yeah, that is so wise beyond your years because you are you and you were made perfectly the way that you are, and trying to be like anybody else, that's just not cool. Just like you said, right? Sorry if my dogs start barking. As you can see, one's already at the door. So if you hear them, just ignore them. I have 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah, just the
Well, 3 in the house. The other 3 are roaming outside. But Antonia, so you helped Devante do all of this, and you're a whole boss lady all on your own. Like,
yes.
wow,
Period.
yes. Like, I was like, I can't keep up with her. Like, we're she is all. Tell us about your journey as well and how you got Devante into writing his book.
So yes. So I have a brand titled I'm Flossin brand. And I started my brand from writing my first children's book last year, in June. It's titled I'm Flossin, and it's about 10 kids who talks about their flaws and insecurities, as well as how they learn to love and accept themselves for who they are. So, knowing me and my mission and my goal is to help and inspire and uplift younger people. So, I decided to branch off as a DBA under my I'm Blossom brand. I'm Blossom Children's Book Publishing, where I help younger people become authors at a young age. And so, I wanted to do it at an affordable price. I wanted to do it where they don't have to go through, so much. And so, because I'm actually publishing the book for them, and although it's on a self-publishing platform, I decided to, name myself as a publisher because I'm actually publishing the book, helping them with the illustrations and the formatting and stuff. And so I really love to see younger people doing great things. And there are so many young people who would love to write, who would love to just become an author. And so I want to help them achieve that goal at a young age.
Yeah. And I had, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut in, Anastasia, but
I know
I
you.
was able to talk to Antonia for a while. Okay. Sorry.
I was waiting for you to cut in. I'm like, she's coming. She coming. I feel it.
You guys know me. I talk a lot, obviously. So I'm sorry, but so Antonia, I had the pleasure of reading your book on another podcast that I was doing for a while, and I don't actually read the children's books anymore, but I had the pleasure of reading that book, and it was phenomenal because it talked about that no matter the flaws that you have, you're awesome no matter what. And I absolutely love that content. I love that you're publishing other kids. And one of the things I noticed, not only are you doing all that, but you're a military spouse as well, right?
Right.
Yeah. Like, oh, gone. Y'all need to catch up.
Right?
There's a lot going on. Like I'm in this mixture of these, I'm sitting here, I'm talking to Devante. At the age of 9, Devante, I will tell you that I was playing with dirt outside trying to make mud pies and being told not to eat them. So the thought of you publishing your first book is phenomenal. Like I could tell you my own children were not doing that at the age of 9. They were too worried about their friends. So for you to step up in that role, wow.
Thank you so much.
Not only do you have some good genes in you, but you've got some phenomenal people standing beside you. And then we've got Antonia, who is her own publisher. She writes her own books, multiple genres. And then she also you've got a clothing line, don't you?
Yes. It's kind of off to the side right now, but I do.
Okay. And a military spouse. And then we have Anastasia up there. She's on are you on book 15?
Yes.
So my 14th book comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
I just finished book 15. So you all get the tea first. That's coming out next month. So I just finished that. And then I'm working on something else for March. So the goal is to drop something every month. And I got another kid thing coming, but it's in the works. When you work with people, they work a little different. So I'm gonna just put that to the side, but that's coming. But anything that I do on my own, that's the goal, is to have it out every month. So my goal is to have 12 items by the end of the year.
That's
12
amazing.
new items.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and to sit here with all of this, I'm trying to go, where you guys at? I can never know where my fingers are going when I'm on this thing, okay? But I mean that's a lot of stuff. That's amazing what you guys are putting out. There's so many people out there that want to be like you guys. Devante, if you could tell another 9-year-old, if you had another 9-year-old that came up to you and said, Devante, I have an idea for a book, what would you tell them?
Sure. Like, tell me what the idea is.
Yeah. And you would you help them? Is that something you want to do like your auntie over there? Or would you say, go talk to my auntie?
Right. Here's her business card.
Yeah. Oh, and did you illustrate your own book, or did you get an illustrator?
Yes, I got an illustrator.
Cool.
Do it for me.
Yeah. And you get illustrators for your books as well, Antonia, yes?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's I'm at a loss for words. Like I'm not often at a loss for words because like I do this for a living, right? I talk 24/7. but to just sit here and look at the faces of people who are going out there and following their dreams and not letting anything stop them is extremely inspiring. I write books, but I didn't do it until I was in my 40s. We got Devante, who is 9. Antonia, you're early 20s, is that correct?
Yes, 19.
19 years old, and we've got Anastasia in her early 20s. To have such a young group of individuals who says, hold up a minute, don't try and stop me because look what I'm about to do, and going out and
Yes.
doing it and inspire and lifting other people up as well, you know? So
Right.
what would be your biggest piece of advice, Antonia, for the youth who want to write books or who have these ideas of being entrepreneurs? Because you're not only just an author, you're an entrepreneur as well.
Well, my main thing is you have to have a passion for it, honestly. You know, a lot of people want to, do things that other people do, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to having a passion for it.
Yeah.
Anybody can write a book, but it has to be good. You got to have a story that tells a story. You have to have a story that flows. You have to have a book that, is really talking about something. So I do advise those people who really want to write a book or who really want to start a business that if you have the passion to do it, go ahead and do it. Go after it. Go after it. You don't have to perfect anything right now because this is not the perfection stage. This is the stage where you go ahead. I'm sorry, where you go ahead and do what you got to do. My thing is, for me, I know I can't change the world and I know I can't help everybody, but if I know that I leave this world knowing I help someone, then that's enough for me. And so I just hope that people get out of this, that you can do anything you set your mind to. You see my nephew, Devante, he's 9 years old. He wrote his first book. So you can do anything you set your mind to if you just put your mind to it. I mean, it's not going to be easy. Is my first book. I came to my mom. I said, Mom, I want to write a book. I gave her my first, first few pages of it. She said, what is this? She said, this don't flow. She said, go back and come back again. I said, okay. I was a little embarrassed. I ain't gonna lie to you. But the thing is, practice makes perfect. And even then, you still have to keep pushing. You still have to keep working at it. You know what I'm saying? So for Anastasia to have 14, 15 books, that's amazing. Like, that's amazing. And I love it. I love to see other people, especially Black people. I love to see us thriving in, literacy. That's the main thing that we need, especially with younger people. Yeah. So it's great. It's amazing. And I love it. And I just want to say to all the young boys and girls to go after what you set your mind to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that you published a book during a pandemic. I mean, that's not an easy feat as well. And with all this going on, I want to ask Devante, how is school going for you?
Well, it's still online.
Yeah.
I really want to go back like, in personal, but since this new COVID came out, it just meant a lot going.
Yeah. And you're doing classes over Zoom, right?
Yes. Well, it's sort of like Zoom, but it's Meet.
Yeah, one of them online face talk things, right? For my lack of better knowledge and words on all the different platforms. So you want to go back and hang out with your friends and be face to face, right?
Yeah, but it's just not gonna work out.
Yeah. We're going to get there though. There are some very smart people that are in some amazing places that are going to get us there. So keep faith because you're going to get back there with your friends. And when you get back there with your friends, they're all going to be holding your book and ask you for your signature. And then they're going to be like, where's book number 2? And then I'm going to reach out and be like, okay, well, Devante, where's book number 2? Because we need you back on the show. So, Anastasia, let me ask you, as an author of 14, 15 books, and you've got kids as well. So you're not only writing all these books, but you're raising your children and working a full-time job, and you recently got engaged as well. How do you keep yourself focused and going so that you can continue to meet those goals?
So it can be a handful, but if you practice time management like I do, it doesn't become overwhelming. So like I work my 9 to 5, I'm probably home by 6 or 7. I'm cooking dinner, making sure I help my child with his homework. The youngest one, he just roams around until it's time for bed. So he's a little easier. not easier. Not easier because he's in potty training stage and he does everything but go to the pot. So we're working on that, cook dinner, and then I still make time to write. So with my particular 9 to 5, I'm not like customer based. So I just bring my notebook everywhere I go. So if I have downtime not dealing with customers, I'm writing. I try to make it not look as obvious as if I'm writing. So I have my computer open and acting as if I'm doing some work for work related, but I'm actually writing. When I'm on lunch, I'll probably type up whatever I've written in that small time frame. It probably was a lot, depending on what I was writing about at that particular time. So then fast forward, like I said, after I cook dinner, put my kids to bed, my kids have a bedtime. Structure is very important. You have to have structure. If your kids running all over the place, you won't have time to do anything. That's where the time management comes in. So my kids go to bed, I'll take my shower, get comfortable, and then I'm still writing. So as long as I'm in writing mode, I will write as much as possible. There is no, I feel like there is no, I can't do it. Regardless if I had 10 kids, I feel like as long as I have that time management where I can manage everything, then I'm fine. Eventually I won't have a 9 to 5 and then I can just work and write how many ever books I want to. I can release 2 books in a month if I like, and I can do any events without having any restrictions. Now with the fiance involved, so now I have to make sure he's occupied as well and doing things like that, and then preparing for a wedding too. So now it's like, okay, it's crunch time now. So now I'm trying to squeeze everything in there and make sure I don't miss anything like wedding wise. But I came to the conclusion I'm gonna be a bridezilla. So I'm gonna have to get a wedding planner to help me to like calm my little nerves because it is a lot. And funny thing is, my latest book, When Paths Cross, A Dope Love Story, is somewhat of me and my fiance's story. So if you all want,
Mine's
it
on
will
pre-order. Mine's been
so
on
yes.
pre-order.
So yes, he is the one that actually inspired the book. I'm not gonna tell you all the book, but he's definitely the one that inspired the book. I was not able to write a love story until he sparked something, and I'm like, I got it. I have the perfect story. Our story, kind of, sort of. It's not our story in total, but literally how we was in one place and we was in 2 different places, and then we crossed back paths again. So that's where the title came from. It's really the cutest love story that you could think of. Because if you have read anything that I've written, it's some love there, but it's not really love. This book literally is love. You probably have like maybe a few little arguments, but what doesn't have an argument? But that's not the couple, though. It's not the couple with the arguments.
No.
It's no people around that. So yeah, I'm really excited about this book. I have so many people asking about it, so I cannot wait. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow to tell everybody like, hey, it's ready. It's ready for you guys.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. So Devante, are you gonna write a love story?
Nah, I don't know about all that.
Not yet. Wait a while. Wait a while. Tell him, Antonia, wait a while. So, Antonia, I want to tell you thank you for your service as a military spouse. I did 20 years of active duty Air Force, and I will tell you the only reason that I got through was my children and my husband. So, what you do as a spouse is important, and it is probably one of the only reasons that your spouse can do what they do. It is amazing the platform that the military spouses hold up on their shoulders so that their military members can go and do their job. So thank you so much. My heart is with you every single day as you go through that journey in life as a military spouse.
Yes.
And your husband, you're recently married as well. You got married within the last year, huh?
Yes. Yes. October.
Wow, congratulations for that.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we've got authors on all, I'm doing it again, hands everywhere. Sorry, I would talk with my hands and then they don't work on
Me
camera.
too.
So we've got authors on every single part of their journey. We have a 9-year-old youth first-time author. We have Antonia, who is doing the entrepreneur authorship, mentoring people. Anastasia, 14 books with 2 kids at home, a fiance. Antonia is a military spouse. Devante is doing the author thing while also doing school from home, which is very hard. And here I am. I'm 43. I've got 14 published books. My kids are in college. Like the worst thing that I got to worry about is some dogs running around the house. My husband, he's lovely. He's quiet. You haven't heard from him. So, I mean, when you get to my age and you start publishing, things are way easier. So I commend every single one of you for what you do, because I will tell you, if I was at your age, well, I didn't do it. But even now that I am an author, I couldn't do it. So I want to thank you so much. And I want to give Devante and Antonia a chance to give us some parting words before we keep you up too late, because I'll talk all night, honey. So I don't want to keep you up too late. So Devante, what would you like to leave us with?
Thank you so much, and all the boys and girls out there, make it's okay to be yourself and be different.
Amen.
Yes,
Amen.
it
I
is.
feel that. I feel that. And Antonia, I want to give you the last words of the podcast, other than me saying goodbye, obviously. But the last parting words and some words of advice for some folks out there, some inspiration.
I'll say always remember your why, and if you remember that, it's going to take you far. It really is.
Yeah. Amen to that. Thank you guys so much for coming on here. Anastasia, it's always a pleasure seeing you, my friend, every week. We're going to start, just so everybody knows, we're starting the Authors Porch once a week now instead of every other week. So we're going to get some more authors. We're going to jam pack it and get folks on here because we want to hear your story. One, I'm an avid reader and I want to read all of it. So I'll get me some books lined up. And also, we love what you do, and we want to make sure other people can hear what you do, and we want to get your why, your purpose, your light out there in the world. So my friend Anastasia and I are going to be doing this every single week, and if one of us can't make it, we're going to pull in a guest author. So we will reach out to some of our past guests and say, hey, do you want to co-host on the Authors Porch this week, and so on and so forth. I want to thank you both for being here. Keep doing what you're doing, because the world is watching and the world is in awe of the things that you're accomplishing. And I know I'm in awe, and I love everything that you're doing. And Devante, I will be getting a copy of your book. Unfortunately, I'm a little slow sometimes and I didn't get one ahead of time, but I will get one, and I will make sure that I post my review, because I know it's awesome if your auntie Antonia is your mentor.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna head out on the author's porch tonight. Make sure you go into the show notes. You can get Devante's book in the show notes. There is a link to his book. There's also a link to Antonia's website, so you can check out all the amazing things that she's doing. There's a link to Anastasia as well, because you guys want to go and pre-order her book that comes out tomorrow, because I've had my pre-order for like a month and I've been waiting,
Yes,
and I'm excited.
yes.
So we will see you guys next week on the author's porch. Bye, everybody.
All right, good night.
Bye.
Bye.